Hello, everyone. My name is Abby Johnson, and I'm so glad to be with you today and to share a little bit. I know that as it's been talked about, maybe some of us are feeling a little disappointed with how things are going with the start of 2021. But I know a lot of people talk about how they have words of the year, or I've never really been one to do that. But I do have to say, if I did have to pick a word of the year, my word would be hope. And maybe some of you think that's a little cheesy, especially for me. But I do have to say, I am feeling hopeful for 2021. 2020, we sort of saw what happens when people don't rise up and talk about their beliefs. We saw what happens when Christians roll over and allow their constitutional rights to be taken away from them. And I feel very hopeful that in 2021, we won't allow that to happen again. I feel very hopeful that especially the pro-life movement will, more than ever, begin to rise up and do what we do the very best. And that is get involved and take our place once again in the grassroots movement. Now, I know that many people are disappointed with what happened in the presidential race. I know many people are maybe even more disappointed in what happened in our Senate races. But look, when Trump was in office, abortion still took place. And now that we have a new president, abortions will still take place. And believe it or not, about the same number of abortions will take place, no matter who's in the White House. And so when I talk about pro-lifers really running a ground game, that's what I mean. I mean that we are strongest on the ground. We are strongest when we are strong at the grassroots level. So a lot of times we've heard over this past year, we heard over and over again that abortions decrease the most when a Democratic president is in office. And a lot of people will say, that's because they want us to believe that that's because of, maybe the policies of that particular Democratic president. But actually, nothing could be further from the truth. And I'm going to tell you exactly why abortions decrease under those Democratic presidents. Namely, abortion decreased the most under President Obama. And I'll tell you why that was. It had nothing to do with President Obama's policies. It had nothing to do with federal policy, because abortions really don't make a whole lot of difference depending on who's in the White House. The number doesn't really matter much, depending on who's in the White House. The reason that we saw a vast decline in abortions when Obama was in office was because we had never seen a stronger pro-life movement.